Hello and welcome. Right, I've set the work again. I saved that course, and I need to do the same for this one. I've got the fertilizer ones literally poised on the edge of the field. I didn't want to do this on. Now this one had already done this last time, so yeah, we should. Just to show you that you can use this when you've got a weight on the back. Of course, the worker always, for some reason, opens that, although luckily it's tilted, so it's not too bad. Let's leave that going, and we'll go back to this. And do we manually do this? Yeah, I've done it that round and round and round, because when you do that particular job, excuse me, you don't need to worry about the offset. It's am I doing this the right way, or is it? Yeah, it's something strange. Although you can see it's not done the outer edge. We'll finish that afterwards. I think it's 7.4. That's what I've done. So I think that's right. But if it is, then why has that left a gap? Yeah, we shall see if I've got this right. I'm sure when you do it round and round, it doesn't actually do the weirdness of that particular mower. I've never figured out that mower, but I know if you do it round and round, it actually matches. As soon as it does ups and downs, it does something strange unless you've calculated the offset. Now I know what I've done, but I don't know how to fix it. So trying to think, do I? Oh, no, let's set this like. No, because I'm going to do this. I've got nothing to do otherwise. Yeah, really, at the minute. So, yeah. I'm going to say my words. We're going to get this done because we've got a lot of work to do on this particular session. Although, yeah, no, I suppose I'm not trying to build Rome in a day. What we'll do is what we'll do. Hopefully we're going to earn enough to place our own suit factory. Because, yeah, I was hoping to use the ones on the map, really, if I'm honest, but because of logistics on this particular Let's Play, that wouldn't work. No, it wouldn't. So, right, let's unfold that. So we're going to do what I normally do, which is to have one built, which is far more convenient, especially when you've got, yeah, I mean, we've got small trailers and all the rest of it, so we can use ours. I'm going to try. I'm trying to sort of play this as realistically as possible, where that is the case, where we use our. Well, we're going to have to do this manually now, aren't we, the baling? That's the only problem with doing this. That is true. That is the problem. So, with that in mind, I am going to listen to a bit of sense. Now, the Samaz, I think this reads a Samaz, if I remember rightly. It's got me. It does 3. Oh wow, that is actually perfect. Okay, we'll do that. 78. Save. Activate 8.4 meters. And we're also going to need first, though, to have fixed. Yeah, we're going to need to do all of that, which is nearly done. That's just amazing how quick that is. We just need to manually fix the bit that it's missed and do the corner swishers. We want to get as much grass from this. Every little bit counts, really. Oh, you see, yeah, it's wasting time doing one little bit. Right. Never have been able to figure this out. Never. Also, remember, you can do half of the headland. So let's do that first. Get all the grass we possibly can. We've got to say this. We've got to pull every trick in the book, really. Yeah. So I am going to say my words. I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. Smashing. That is us done, and we did it with the cultivating contract. We have done it. Let's go and do our prize. Let's put our factory down. Yeah, it's the only one of the few things I'm still unsure of. Excuse me, got a frog in my throat. I like to include you in everything, which also means that I usually do any kind of fiddling around with the edge of fields. I like you to see the updates on the farm, whether that is we've built another path, and obviously that means she's showing it. But it's sort of that bursts the realism, but it's sort of like, what do I do for the best? Do I show people that? And for a total purist, you're ruining the immersion, or do you show everybody everything and therefore you're including everybody in everything that goes on? It's a bit of a catch-22 situation, really. Not sure. I think we can even lease what we need to do, although I'm not sure. Well, no, I think a 15-ton is going to take, even with what there's a lot of. There is a lot there, really. Yeah, it is the right one. Served us so well. This was money very well spent over and over again, and will still do us for feeding animals when hopefully in the future we can do said thing, really. So we've got our other tractor over in the field. That should all be. It's over there. Let's ask the in-game worker to actually grab ours and bring it over to the edge of the field. It should do. Brilliant. Right, so then, where are we going to put our production? Really, we want it as close to all three fields as possible. Let's do the bird's eye view thing. Now then, so this is the furthest field here, and that point there would probably be the best, where the little crosshair, it calls it a crosshair but it's a circle, so that always goes against the crosshair. Truthfully is a cross, so but yeah, where they call the crosshair, it's still the same thing. The little dot in the middle, that is where I'm thinking we don't know. I've seen the soup is worth quite a lot more, and it seems very mercenary, but if you're picking a business and trying to maximize your profit, then I would say that's a pretty good premise to go on, really. Premium expansion, I believe. And that's preserved. It's the one after that, isn't it? Yes. Oh my life, it's a lot bigger than you think. Right, I would imagine. Yeah, well, if we're going to be doing this over and over again. Also, we've got the multi-fruit. Now that we've used the proper harvester for it, I've got to be careful because there is a little bit of a crop on the ground. I am happy with that. Not sure. Ooh. Right. Ooh. Did that? I don't think it destroyed the crop. Wow, we've only got 11,784 left. Wow. Fairly flat though. Fairly. Really. What do you say? It's 125, wasn't it? Wasn't that 125? No, it was 100. So it's a grand. That's very little. There's a bit of a hummock on that. But if I'm not careful, I'm going to lose that bit of crop around the edge. Somehow it did without destroying the crop, which I'm grateful for. Around there at the back, yeah, there's a bit that needs leveling when we can. Also, I haven't got a bit of cash because even with the cultivating contract, we seriously, oh my life, there's a bit there. It's totally ruined the road. Right, okay. Right, so then I think, yeah, we're going to do that next session. We're going to have the fun of grabbing that, and let's see how much the leasing is. We'll do that now, or do we go through to... No, I'd like to... Let's switch our soups on. Of course, there's going to be production costs as well. You didn't think of that, did you? I didn't actually. We have no idea what production costs there are. I think we're going to have to do another contract. $73. It's, yeah, but if you mix and match, 49 and 70, where are they? I said 49 and 70, 66, 70 somethings are here, so it's got to be at the top. Not too not too far away really. We've got fertilizer. I think we'll do it. This is for next session, I might add. Yeah, it's been a bit of a monster, so we'll do those. Hopefully that will give us the money to actually afford to run this. Let's switch it on camera. We're going to literally switch on the triple soup. I also thought I was on about selling the rest. Well, no, just make the individual soup of the one that's left, because obviously we've got the least red beet, so we'll stick that on. And yes, everything's storing. How much is it? 120 production cost per month. Is that in total per one? As in, like, it's only 120, or does it mean 120 times 100? In which case, that is a lot. That's 12,000. No, that can't be right, because then it really would cost. Yes, have a look at the tiny silo. I don't think it will have added that. No, it hasn't. I think if we bought it. No, so we bought it. It didn't understand what the premium expansion is. I would imagine that Nikki's got to do something to that silo to make it work. I do like the sign on this. That is quite phenomenal. Zup, zup, zup. I quite like it. It's quite nifty. I'm going to leave it there though. So that is another monster session, and we do have our first production. That should. Now, is there a good time to sell our soups? Let's have a bit of a victory lap, really. Yeah, soups. Triple soup. Was there a better price? Better time to sell? May is the top, but actually it's only got like 70 odd, so really it's one of those that goes up and down, up, down, up, down. So really we want two. So Erlingrad is the best place to send it to, and it's on the up, so we need to get cracking straight away. We really do need to grab our bigger tractor. Let's just quickly grab that. Let's get everything ready for next session. I know it's been a bit of a month, but a lot of it's time lapse. So the things with a time lapse, it really does take. I was going to say it takes time, yeah, but you know what I mean is it's sort of, yes. Now they've got to be. I know you. I apologise for the rolling over the crop, especially down this next path, because yeah, I'm not sure how it's going to handle this mixing. Yeah, there's a little bit of crisscross here, which we all know the game doesn't like. It's one thing it doesn't really understand. And when you're doing the succarunia, it's gonna like suck, and I think it's gonna technically destroy quite a lot of our products. So yeah, it's a little bit annoying. Right, so we need to lease both a trailer. I think I'm right. I think if we go 70 tonner, we're going to struggle. I think a 30 tonner, and I'm going to lease the H2 Studios one, which is such a fantastic price. I know. I would do 2 of the 15 tonners we've got, but it's swivel axle as well. They do, of course, release underneath well, so they're good for that. Yeah, even that's been thought of by. What's the modder's name? Holes FS. I knew it was the Holes FS. Holes S. I think that's right. Let's have a look. Let's get this right. Easiest way is to go to our thing and then go for trailers. Holes FS. Don't doubt yourself. You were right. Yeah, smashing. Holes FS is the modder that's even that he thought of. It was quite amazing. Right, anyway, let's get this. We need that. Now then, has that got a horsepower requirement? You didn't think of that, did you? I'm sure it's about what we've got. I think it does actually. Belt systems. I'm sure it is maybe slightly more. No, I think it's about what we've... No, it's 90, so yeah. And lease 433. Yes. And we want a trailer. Again, the H2 Studios one is a cracker. I'd say it's about a third in. Guesstimate. Well, yep, it's definitely only a guesstimate. Totally wrong, of course. I think it's actually not as far as this, but I might be wrong on that as well. You've got to get used to this type of thing when you suddenly change the way you do things. Right, so yeah, the TARDIS was the other option. I think it's before this. I think it's actually not very far in. It isn't. It's that one there. Customize. We want extension. We don't want any... We want bumper pull. We don't want tension belts. We do want this to be inactive. And we want to lease 4573. Yes, please. Fantastic. So next session, we are going to have fun. I do enjoy using that, actually. I am not being sarcastic. I really do mean it. I really love that. Yeah, I thought it was a bit expensive to begin with, because obviously I think... I was going to say, yeah, I can only remember the Snowblower. I can't remember it's all the proper title that we all used to call it. And I have been told it's just not sticking. Yeah, but that's... Yeah, obviously this is the equivalent of the Snowblower in FS22. And it is absolutely amazing. But the very first I had it, I think, on one of the Polish maps, strangely enough. I'm trying to think... Oh, it was. Which was... What was the name of the... Right, we need to get that ready. Let's have a look how easy it is. We'll have a quick TAS now. Hopefully not on the mixed bit. We'll leave the fun of that for another session. But let's have a little look. See lower. No, we've got the pipe out. We should just literally be able to see how easy it is. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. The beauty of this is, I did think of this, mind you, this road's got to be ours. It will only drop stuff because we own both bits of land on the left and the right, so we sort of technically own both halves. That will do me. It will. Smashing. So the fun of that next session, we'll get that all up and get our production going. Absolutely. And then once we've got all of the beat in fact, yeah, the beats probably, well, we'll fill that 30 tonner now. In fact, we could do 30 tons, 30 tons, 30 tons. What is the storage like on this beast as well? Yeah, these are the type of questions you should be asking yourself, Mr. Smith. 450 tons per one. That's not bad. Yeah, to be honest. But if we do 30 tons, 30 tons, 30 tons, at least it's trundling along. Because it can do 144, 14,400. So 14.4 tons of soup. Oh no, actually, that potato was more. Ah, the individuals are more. The triple soup does 120 because it's got 3. Yeah, I can see why. So that's 12 tons of that per month. So actually, we probably are better to do the... Yeah, all will do the triple soup and the individual soups as well. It makes perfect sense. So we're going to stick that and that on as well. Yeah, so we'll do all. So we don't need to chuck it all in at once, but because of the storage, it is also technically a silo for all of our products, so we may as well just chuck it all in and get it all sorted and let it trundle along over the coming months. A bit. This is what I was talking about on Court Farm, though. We've just invested a massive amount of money, right? A massive amount of money. And then slowly, it's going to give us 12 tons of one and 14.4 tons of the other, which is 14.4, 28, 38, 42, 42, 52, 54 tons of total, without potatoes, obviously, yeah, of total sellable product per month at, which is actually, from you consider that our normal power to sell things is, yeah, the other thing is, I would imagine if we're selling at Erlingrad, I'd imagine we've got to take it to the train. You can't sell it. The normal selling that I would do is going to use the map sell points. So if we're going to do this and maximize profits, we actually are going to need to do something I don't do very often, which is actually to spawn. Yeah, really? We'll have to spawn the pallets, which I'd imagine are going to spawn, or is that where we drop it off? I'd imagine it drops it off here outside the back. Well, let's not imagine, let's look so everybody knows where it goes as well. You were right though, yes, I did think you were, but so they're going to spawn there, which means we are going to need that as a flatbed. But if we're going to do something like that, we might have to do a couple of runs with this, and it always sounds like you're having a go, and that's not what I mean. I think something like the PTS to begin with, and then eventually, if I can afford it, depends on how much we make. If we're going to have to do a couple of runs to the train to begin with, of our pallets, and thank goodness we've got the front loader. We're going to need the big weight, and I think we'll take this with the big weight, and the other one can be the runner. It can literally have this, and then, yeah. Well, we shall see. But yeah, we've got all these adventures to actually ahead of us. I'm enjoying this because this should pay off. Should, really. It's just a bit of a slow burn, and I like this. This just reminds me of Belleron, really, where we got all the manual bits to do. And really, on this, there's every kind of incentive because the profit is at quite a bit more, as we saw earlier. If you look at the cost of this, the prices, wrong one, is 236. It's 200 euros different per ton. So that is considerable amount of cash, really, when you consider that it's thousands per day. If you don't do it that way. Now, don't get me wrong, there is a certain element of convenience to selling it a little cheaper, and which is the age-old thing of, do you sell it for maximum or do you quickly sell it for not maximum? Again, there is no right answer. It's totally your choice, but to begin with, I think we need equipment and stuff and things like that. We've still very bare bone. I've done this on purpose. I wanted to get this done. We've literally made sacrifices. We could have, I mean, yeah, there's that. It's still there. The Bura, a beautiful little Bura. That is a cracking little tractor, 135 horsepower, and can have a front loader too. Still a little bit on the light side. Do we really want another? It's just a cracking price. 14,000 for a tractor of that caliber. Yeah, it would be good. Now I think the Zeta's slightly, it's about the same actually, strangely enough. It's weird because the Bura, I suppose the Bura's got no cab in that though, so yeah, maybe it's, love the form factor of this, it's amazing. Right, anyway, yes, enough of my admiration. We should get that done next time. Stick that in there. So all that remains to be said for this particular session is we did it. We actually did what we set out to do, and that thanks in great part to the brilliant contracts that were around at the time. We also got the contracts to do too, which we're going to literally set this little butte up. I think they're fertilising, aren't they? Yeah, they're fertilising contracts, so let's grab that, get that ready for next session off camera. Yeah, so all that remains to be said for this particular session is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you can stick with me on this fantastic journey, and I'm well pleased with the progress. Yeah, I am. I thought it was going to take a bit longer, and we did through, well, yeah, the map looked after us. It really did. It's as simple as that. It could have gone an awful lot harder. Right. Yeah, so all that remains to be said is goodbye for now.